everybody, and welcome to this episode on the transiting sun in Taurus. I'm Amani. I'm a karmic, holistic, astrological life coach, and I like to go in depth in all that I do, and all of my interpretations, especially when it comes to Venus, Mercury, Sun transits and everything really, are based on Vedic astrology, which is based on where the planets or the luminaries, which are the sun and the moon, are any given time in the sky, and all times are in GMT time as well. So yeah, thanks for listening. And yeah, so this year the sun transits in Taurus from the 14th of May at 7:42 p.m. until the 15th of June at 2:15 a.m. when the sun enters Gemini. So positively, when the sun's in Taurus, it can bring a sense of stability and grounding into our life. It's a time to connect with the earth and find comfort in the present moment. This energy helps us feel more secure and centered, allowing us to approach life more calmly and patiently. Taurus loves beauty and comfort, so this transit wants us to appreciate life's finer things and create a sense of harmony in our environment. It's a great time to indulge in activities that bring us joy and satisfaction. It also can allow us, and it brings a strong sense of determination. We may feel more focused and committed to our goals, with the persistence to see them through to completion. But negatively, because Taurus energy is known for its stubbornness, this transit can make us more resistant to change, so it's important to stay open-minded and flexible even when we feel strongly about something, as there's a risk of becoming too focused on material possessions and wealth. And we have to remember that true fulfillment, happiness comes from within and from meaningful relationships, not just from what we own. And the desire for comfort and routine may make it hard for us, so we may hesitate to step out of our comfort zone. So while it's good to enjoy comfort, we have to remember not to let it hold us back from exploring new opportunities and experiences. So the best use of this energy is to use it to practice gratitude for the blessings in our life, focus on what we already have rather than constantly desiring more. Instead of accumulating possessions, invest in experiences and items that bring lasting value and joy. Tap into the determined energy of Taurus to work steadily towards our goals and celebrate small wins along the way to stay motivated. So practically, spend time outdoors, ground yourself and reconnect with the natural world. Activities like gardening or simply taking a walk in the park or outside can be very beneficial and good. Be conscious of your spending habits and focus on what truly adds value to your life. Avoid impulse purchases and choose quality over quantity. Express your creativity through art, music or other forms of self-expression. This can help you tap into your artistic and harmonious energy that Taurus brings, and your own energies, and you can just create a more stable and fulfilling life by being open to the grounded and determined qualities of the transit sun in Taurus. So remember to stay balanced, appreciate the beauty around and within you, and keep moving forward with persistence and grace. Remember that consistency, getting up after each fall, is the key to bringing change in your life. So practically, we can use this energy to focus on, tangible goals, the things we can see. It's a great time to organise our space and start a practical project as we, feel more focused. But stubbornness can make it harder for us to adapt to changes, or, we can find new ideas hard to take in. But if we're willing to stay flexible and open to different perspectives, perspectives, we can get there. Financially, we can be more disciplined with money, focusing on saving and investing in long-term assets. There can be a tendency to overspend on luxuries, so it's important to keep our financial goals in mind and avoid unnecessary, splurges. Politically, leaders may focus on stability and practical solutions, prioritizing the well-being of people, but negatively, there can be resistance to change, leading to political stalemates when people are like, no, I don't want these policies, and this can put a hole in things. So it's important to respect tradition while also making progress forward. On a materialistic social collective level, we may value sustainable and durability, promoting eco-friendly practices in business and purchasing, but overindulgence in material goods can lead to waste and environmental neglect. So it's important to advocate for mindful consumption. In terms of the psychological meanings, the transit sun in Taurus brings a sense of stability and grounding to our psychological state. It's a time to feel secure and connected to the present moment, allowing our approach to life to be more calm and steady, And the Taurus energy is all about determination and persistence, as I said. Keep on going after each failure, getting back up. And this energy can help us focus on our goals, giving us the resilience to overcome obstacles and keep moving forward. The transit sun in Taurus can boost our self-confidence, our esteem, helping us feel more confident in our abilities and more comfortable in our own skin. But negatively, on the psychological level, again, the resistance to change can get in the way, and this stubbornness can lead to emotional blockages and a reluctance to adapt to new situations, which can cause problems, and there can be a tendency to become overly attached to material comforts and pleasures, and this can lead to overindulgence and a lack of balance in our life. And Taurus's slow and steady energy may make us feel emotionally stuck or complacent, causing us to avoid dealing with deeper emotional issues. Spiritually, the transit sun in Taurus wants a deeper connection to the natural world. It's a time to appreciate the beauty of the earth and find spiritual fulfillment, completion in simplicity and harmony with nature. But this transit can also help us tap into our inner strength and wisdom, guiding us to trust our intuition and listen to our inner voice, which is good, and just have more gratitude and appreciation, for life and the simple things in life. It's time to cultivate, develop, create contentment within and find joy, happiness in the present moment. But negatively, the focus on material security can sometimes lead to a disconnection from our spiritual path. So it's important to remember that true fulfillment, completion comes from within and not just external possessions, experiences, products and services, The lack of motivation can make us just feel like, hey, I don't want to go after spiritual growth, and explore the deeper aspects of our being. I just want to stay in my comfort zone, and we can just also resist letting go of material possessions and routines that are destructive to us, like self-destructive thought patterns, relationships, and overindulging in, sex, alcohol, drugs, and all of that. And it can just be hard for us to let go of our comfort zones and the things that no longer serve us, and this can get in the way of our spiritual progress. Positively, in terms of the esoteric hidden meanings, the sun in Taurus teaches us to see the sacred in the material world. It's about finding spiritual meaning in the physical realm and appreciating the divine in everyday life. It connects us to the magic of the earth, encouraging us to work with nature and use its energy for healing and transformation. Taurus energy can help us transform our inner lead into gold, our our self-destructive behaviours, our unresolved psychological, emotional and spiritual blockages into gold, turning our challenges and struggles into opportunities for growth and self-realisation and empowerment. Negatively, the focus on material security can create attachment to form and structure, making it difficult to be open to change and new possibilities. Taurus's slow and steady energy might lead to energetic blockages if you're not actively working on your spiritual practices and maintaining a balanced lifestyle, and a lack of vision, because the practical nature of Taurus can sometimes limit our vision and prevent us from seeing the bigger picture or exploring new spiritual dimensions. In terms of the symbolic, creative and emotional meanings, the bull symbology represents strength, courage and determination. It's a reminder to stand your ground and stay committed to your goals and values. The earth element wants us to ground and bring our creative ideas into physical reality. It's a time to manifest our desires and make our visions tangible. The things we can see, making our visions reality, making those lifestyle changes, doing those daily habits and things like that. Taurus energy also inspires us to express ourselves through our senses, whether it's through art, music or other creative outlets that bring us joy and fulfillment. But negatively, once again, the fixed nature of Taurus can sometimes make us resistant to new creative ideas or approaches, and this can limit our artistic expression, and the weight of material concerns can lead to emotional heaviness, making it challenging to maintain a light and joyful approach to life. The focus on sensory pleasures can lead to overindulgence, causing an imbalance in our emotional and creative well-being. So again, practically we should do things that connect you to the earth, such as gardening, walking in nature or practicing grounding meditation. We can use creative outlets such as singing, dancing, cooking, crafting, painting, to bring our ideas into physical, touchable form, letting our creativity flow, and just be mindful of our consumption habits, what we're buying, what we spend our time doing, what we spend our resources on, our energy, and avoid overdoing it, overindulging in things, and practice gratitude for what we already have and find joy in simplicity. So now I'm going to talk about the aspects that the sun's making this year when it goes into Taurus. So the first aspect is the sun making a semi-square with Venus. So this brings a balance to our identity and what we desire, and it's a core and supports us to confront any imbalances in our relationship or our self-image, finding that harmony and balance in how we perceive ourselves. But negatively, it can add to the tension if we, balancing our identity with harmony becomes challenging. So, meeting our own needs conflict with meeting the needs of our relationships and stuff. So we just have to be honest in our communication and make space for ourselves while also standing and meeting our commitments as well. The sun also makes a semi-sextile to Jupiter, and this helps us to expand our horizons, be open to new opportunities, get outside of our comfort zones and be optimistic and open to growth. But it can add to the restlessness if we're not practical right now. The sun also makes a conjunction to Uranus, and this allows us to break free from our toxic routines and be open to change. So a lot of aspects supporting change and us getting outside of our comfort zone, and the sun in Taurus fits energy stabilizing these attempts, to innovate, to change, to be open-minded, to set new routines. But the sudden disruptions can cause problems if we don't manage with being flexible. There can be change in our routines and we may be resistant to this, but we keep an open mind and lots of energy is helping us, then we can move forward. The sun makes a semi-sextile to Chiron as well, so this helps us to focus on our personal growth and healing and confront old wounds and look through mentorship and help us with our personal growth. But it can also create emotional intensity if we're not open to self-care, love and respect aspects, you know. The sun also makes a sextile to the moon's north node. So again, it allows us to move forward with purpose, with our future goals. But again, it can create pressure if not balanced with present moment awareness, and without us being gentle with ourselves and just being open to slow and steady changes, you know, rather than rushing. The sun also makes a trine to the south node, so it allows us to release old patterns and get outside of our comfort zones, be open to change and to let go of what's holding us back from moving forward. But it can create a sense of nostalgia, us being too sentimental about the past and just, you know, not getting outside of our comfort zone. So we have to, you know, balance this energy with a focus on the future and what we really need to live a positive life, you know. Also, at the time of the sun going into Taurus this year, it makes a T-square, which involves Mercury in Aries, Mars in Cancer, and Ascendant in Libra. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about what a T-square is in astrology and the positives and negatives of a transiting T-square. So a T-square in astrology is when 3 or more planets, normally some people count points. I will only count a point such as the moon's north node if it was like conjunct a planet like Venus at the same degree, something like that in a T-square. I wouldn't necessarily include it on its own. So yeah, a T-square is when 3 or more planets form a right angled triangle in the transit chart, and this configuration involves 2 planets being involved each other, creating tension, and a third planet squares both of the opposing planets, and this is why it's called like a T-square, because it looks like a T. And the positives of a transiting T-square include increased motivation for growth and change, opportunities for self-awareness and transformation, and the potential for breakthroughs in difficult situations. It can act as a catalyst for personal development and push us outside of our comfort zones. Negatively, we can struggle with decision making due to the conflicting energies. We can experience a heightened emotional intensity, leading to stress or anxiety and challenges in communication and our relationships. And it can also kind of bring eternal conflict to some of us as well, because of the external obstacles that come, or the internal thoughts of unresolved psychological, emotional and spiritual trauma that can come up. And dealing with these issues internally or externally that come up can require patience and resilience to overcome. So it can feel like a push to express ourselves assertively, which is represented by Mercury in Aries, and to take emotional action, which is represented by Mars in Cancer, while maintaining a balanced and harmonious personal image, which is represented by the Ascendant in Libra. And it can be like balancing bold expression with relationship harmony. So positively, it supports us with being more courageous and bold in communication, taking emotional action, and supports us being confident, especially when projecting our personal image. But negatively, it can add to the tension in us asserting ourselves and respecting other people's boundaries as well, and finding the need between that emotional balance can be overwhelming. So we just have to do our best again to meet our own needs and meet other people's needs as well. There's also a yard between the midhaven in Leo, Pluto in Capricorn and Neptune in Pisces. So a transiting yard is also known as the finger of God in astrology, and this aspect is formed when 2 planets are sextile, so that's 60 degrees apart, and both of these planets make a quincunx, which is 150 degrees to a third planet. So 2 planets sextile, both of those planets make a quincunx to another third planet, or planets if that third planet is conjunct to another planet. So this creates a narrow egg-elongated triangle shape in the transiting chart, and A transiting yod can increase our awareness of our purpose or calling. It can give us opportunities for growth and transformation, and it's a potent energy that really allows us to break free from old patterns that no longer serve you, and or habits, so it can act as a cosmic push towards self-discovery and personal development, and this can lead to a deeper understanding of your true path in life. It can bring about unexpected blessings or connections that push you towards your goals. But negatively, it can sometimes be overwhelming energy, and confusing to understand all the push and pulls, because the quincunx is a struggle, so you push and pull. You've got two planets that are like, yeah, we love each other, and then they make this quincunx to the third planet and they're not loving each other as much anymore, so it requires us to confront deep-seated fears and insecurities, and it can be challenging and emotionally draining. It can also, as I said, be confusing, leading to uncertainty and doubt about our choices, and which direction should we go, and all of that as well. And also, the challenges triggered by a transiting yod can disrupt our existing routines and our relationships, and it can just cause internal turbulence and changes. And it's essential to approach this energy with an open mind and a willingness to embrace change as resisting transformation, whatever it is that comes up, at the time of a transiting yod, whatever comes to your attention. You may be like, oh no, I don't want to change, but resisting the change can just lead to extended feelings of discomfort and stagnation, just staying in the same old routine. So the yod's like, okay, I know this thing has been comforting, or these things, and maybe you needed these things at one stage in your life, but now it's time to let go and move on to something new. So yeah. So it allows us to transform how we see power in our career and public image, and be guided by spiritual ideals. So it really helps us to transform how we lead our own life, and how we align our spiritual needs with our career needs. But negatively, it can add to us feeling overwhelmed if we don't balance this energy with self-care and being gentle with ourselves, So by navigating these influences of these aspects with awareness, we can use the energy to grow and express ourselves authentically and fulfill our role in the larger cosmic plan. Remember to stay open and proactive, whether it's being open to change, healing old wounds, or aligning with your purpose, Now I'm just going to talk about the karmic meanings and lessons of the sun in Taurus. So it reminds us to be open to consistency and reliability in our commitments, to show up and see things through, whether it's a project or promise. It wants us to reflect on our true worth and what we value, and remember that it's not just about material possessions, but also about self-respect and inner fulfillment. It wants us to release the need to control or cling to material things, and remember that true security and peace come from within. In terms of the past life memories and dreams that can come up, we may recall a past life where we were a protector of resources or a leader who values stability and security. We may have dreams about when we face, lack, scarcity, poverty, and had to rebuild from nothing, teaching us resilience and gratitude. We may remember a life where we overindulge in luxuries, and this can lead to imbalance and dissatisfaction. In terms of collective karma, society may confront issues around overconsumption and emotional neglect. It's time to focus on sustainability and mindful consumption. There could be a push to confront disparities in wealth and resources, promoting fairness and accessibility for all, and the collective might may awaken to the importance of preserving nature and the resources for future generations. So yeah, The transit sun in Taurus brings karmic lessons of reliability, self-worth and letting go of attachment, especially to possessions and people, as well as past life memories of leadership and hardship. Collectively, it pushes us to confront materialism and environmental issues, but we can, create a more balanced and sustainable world by being open to these lessons. So now I'm just going to talk about how the sun in Taurus affects different types of relationships. So in terms of our family relationships, the transit sun in Taurus can bring a sense of stability and warmth to our family relationships. We can find ourselves enjoying more quality time with loved ones, whether it's a cozy dinner or a family outing. But negatively, there can be a tendency to become too attached or possessive with family members. It's important to respect boundaries and give each other space. Friendships may become more meaningful and grounded during this time. We can find ourselves connecting with friends on a deeper level, sharing meaningful conversations and experiences. But negatively, there may be a focus on material things where friendships could feel transactional, and we have to remember that true friends are more than just what we can do for each other. It's about spending quality time and really being there for each other. In terms of committed couples, it can strengthen the bond in committed relationships. We can feel more secure and comfortable with our partner, enjoying the little things together. There could be a tendency to avoid conflicts or difficult conversations. It's important to confront issues openly to maintain a healthy relationships. In terms of hookup relationships, we can become more passionate in them and excited by them and feel a strong physical connection with someone, making things more intense and fun. But negatively, there may be a focus on physical attraction without emotional depth. So we have to make sure to communicate our needs and boundaries. In terms of those who are single and self-partnered, being single during this time can be empowering. You may feel more of a focus on self-care, personal growth, self-love and spiritual development, enjoying your own company and independence. But negatively, you may have a strong desire for a relationship, and this can lead to impatience or dissatisfaction with being single. So be open to this time to focus on yourself and your goals. In terms of your career development, it brings stability and determination to your career. You can feel more grounded and focused, making it easier to take on long-term projects and achieve your professional goals. It's a great time to show off your skills and build a strong reputation. But negatively, there's a risk of becoming too rigid or resistant to change. So it's important to stay open to new opportunities and be willing to adapt to keep your career on track. In terms of your personal development, you may feel more confident and determined to go after your passions. It's a great time to set realistic goals and work towards self-improvement. But negatively, be cautious of becoming too self-involved, centered, egotistical. Remember to balance your personal goals with the needs of others to maintain healthy relationships. In terms of spiritual development, it can deepen your spiritual practice by helping you to connect with your inner self. It's a great time to explore meditation, yoga or other grounding activities that promote spiritual growth. But negatively, there's a risk of becoming too materialistic, so it's important to keep your spiritual focus by reminding yourself of what truly brings you happiness. In terms of your educational development, students can find it easy to focus and take in, absorb information. The grounding energy of Taurus can help you stay disciplined and achieve academic success. But negatively, there's a risk of becoming stuck or bored with routine, so it's important to keep your studies interesting by incorporating new learning techniques or exploring different subjects. For those who are self-partnered, it's a great time to focus on self-care and personal growth. It's a period of stability and grounding, allowing you to connect with your inner self and nurture your own needs. There may be a strong desire for stability or security, which could lead to impulsive decisions if not careful. So trust in the journey and enjoy the process of self-discovery. So yeah, now I'm just going to finish up with the best things to do when the sun's in Taurus. So if you're creative, use this time to bring your creative ideas into the physical world, whether it's painting, dancing, sculpting, crafting. Focus on creating something tangible, things you can see, and something sensory as well. Explore your creativity through sensual experiences like cooking a gourmet meal or designing something that feels luxurious and indulgent. Spend time in nature to inspire your work. Let the natural world fill, and motivate your creativity, whether it's sketching outdoors or simply soaking up the earthly energy. Professionals, focus on building a strong financial foundation. Renew your budget, invest wisely, and negotiate contracts that offer long-term stability. Take care of projects that align with your values and offer growth opportunities. It's a great time to step into leadership roles that provide a sense of security and recognition. Incorporate grounding techniques into your daily routine like deep breathing or short meditation sessions to stay focused and centered amongst your busy work life and routine. Entrepreneurs, develop products or services that appeal to the senses, such as luxury goods or comfort focused solutions. This is a great time to launch something that feels indulgent and high quality. Seek out partnerships or collaborations that offer financial stability and mutual growth. It's a good time to negotiate deals that benefit everyone involved. Focus on slow, steady growth. Avoid get rich quick schemes and instead build a solid foundation for your business that will last. Alternative healers offer workshops or sessions focused on grounding, such as sound healing, crystal therapy, or guided meditations that connect clients with the earth. Create rituals or practices that promote a sense of comfort and stability for your clients. This could include spudging ceremonies or energy work that creates a sense of security. Incorporate nature into your healing practices, whether it's outdoor sessions, herbal remedies, or simply spending time in green spaces to promote well-being. Lovers, plan romantic sensual experiences that slow down time and allow you and your partner to connect deeply. Think candlelight dinners, couple massages, or intimate evenings at home. Create a sense of comfort and security in your relationship. This could be through shared routines, cozy nights in, or simply, being present for one another. Plan outdoor activities that allow you to connect with nature and each other, like picnics, hikes, or simply spending time in the park. For those who are single and self-partnered, indulge in self-care practices that make you feel good, whether it's a relaxing bath, solo dinner day, or a day spent pampering yourself. Focus on your own development. This could be through learning a new skill, setting personal goals, or simply taking time to reflect on your values and desires. Spend time grounding yourself through activities like yoga, meditation, or simply spending time in nature. This will help you feel more connected and secure within yourself. You can create a sense of stability and indulgence in your life by aligning your activities with the grounded, sensual nature of Taurus, So whether you're focusing on creativity, career, or personal growth, this transit allows and offers the perfect opportunity to slow down and live, savor the moment. So, be open to the grounding and stabilizing energy of the transiting sun in Taurus. You can cultivate, develop a deeper connection to yourself and your creativity and the natural world. Remember to balance your material and spiritual plans and let this transit guide you towards a more fulfilling and meaningful life. So yeah, that's the end of this in-depth special on the transiting sun in Taurus. My name's Amani, your holistic astrological life coach. Take care and see you next time.